While you're booking yet another week in Greece in 40-degree heat, packed under an umbrella like a sardine, thousands of people are doing the exact opposite. And the numbers are insane. Bookings to Norway have jumped over 130% in a single year. This isn't a passing fad, it's a structural shift in how an entire generation travels. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why it's happening, where to go, what it costs, and how to do it without making the rookie mistakes most first-timers make. Stick around, because the budget breakdown alone might change your summer plans. Let's start with what actually broke. Remember the summer of 2025? It was brutal. Portugal and Spain shattered their national temperature records, pushing past 46 degrees Celsius. The sea off the coast of Spain hit 30 degrees, more than 5 degrees above the historical average. Greece closed the Acropolis during peak afternoon hours because it was simply too dangerous to stand in the heat. Coastal towns that had thrived for decades on sunseekers suddenly saw cancellations pile up. People showed up for a dream holiday and spent it hiding indoors with the air conditioning cranked to maximum. And that raises a simple question. Why are we paying to suffer? Why spend our precious time off hunting for shade, dodging heat stroke, and fighting shoulder-to-shoulder crowds in the blazing sun? That frustration gave birth to a brand new word, the coolcation. So what is a coolcation exactly? It's a summer holiday you deliberately choose for its cooler climate, usually somewhere up north, to escape both the heat and the chaos of the classic Mediterranean hotspots. Instead of roasting on a beach in Spain or Turkey, where summer temperatures now regularly push past 45 degrees, you go somewhere the weather is pleasant enough to actually be outside all day. We're talking fjords, glaciers, volcanoes, and lakes instead of overcrowded beaches and desert heat. And here's the part that surprises people. This isn't just retirees looking for relief. The data shows the trend is being driven by families with young kids, remote workers on extended trips, and eco-conscious millennials. There's even a name for the mindset. Travelers describe it as choosing somewhere that's cooler in both senses. Cooler in temperature and cooler in the sense of not being packed with tourists. The difference in how the trip feels is huge. You walk more, you sleep better, you explore for longer, because you're not spending the whole day searching for a patch of shade or waiting for the sun to go down. Quick question, drop it in the comments. Are you team scorching beach or team 20-degree fjord? I'm genuinely curious how this splits, and I read every reply. Now let me give you the real numbers because they're hard to ignore. The car rental company Sixt forecasts tourism to Scandinavia surging up to 35% in 2026. Booking platforms are reporting triple-digit growth in searches for Nordic destinations from June through August. Specifically, bookings to Norway up 131%, Iceland up 128%, Denmark up 117%, all in a single year. The city of Bergen alone is up 37%. And Iceland's flight searches have jumped 85% year on year, in a country where the summer temperature averages just 11 degrees. Even the travel platform Trip.com reported searches for cooler destinations leaping 74%. When the data lines up across this many independent companies, it's not hype. It's a genuine shift, so where should you actually go? Let's break it down country by country. Break it down. First up, Norway and the fjords. If you want to feel small in the best possible way, this is your place. Picture cruising through deep blue water, surrounded by emerald green cliffs that vanish into the clouds. Summer temperatures sit between 15 and 25 degrees in the south, perfect for being outdoors from morning to night. Start in Bergen, the gateway to the western fjords. Then take the Bergen to Flåm railway, widely considered one of the most scenic train rides on the planet, winding through mountain tunnels and past thundering waterfalls. From there, you can cruise into the UNESCO-listed Geiranger Fjord or the Norway Fjord. But here's a pro tip most tourists miss. The most magical way to experience a fjord isn't from a cruise ship or a car window, it's by kayak. Paddle through the Sognefjord, Norway's longest at over 200 kilometers. And it's just you, the drip of snowmelt, and the occasional distant waterfall. For the hikers, the legendary Preikestolen, the Pulpit Rock, and Trolltunga deliver views you'll never forget. And then there are the Lofoten Islands, sharp peaks rising straight out of the sea, white sand beaches, and colorful fishing villages like Rain. One heads up for budgeting. Norwegian municipalities are introducing a 3% tourist levy on accommodation starting summer 2026, so factor that in. Next, Iceland, but book now, and I mean now. Iceland is unreal. Summers average around 11 degrees with volcanic landscapes, geothermal lagoons, and waterfalls you can literally walk behind like Seljalandsfoss. Drive the ring road and you'll pass the black sand beach at Reynisfjara, the towering Skogafoss, and the surreal glacier lagoon at Jökulsárlón. Soak in the blue lagoon, hike a volcanic trail, or take a whale watching tour. But here's the catch. Iceland's accommodation capacity is genuinely limited. Hotels and guest houses along the ring road sell out months in advance, and with the coolcation boom, summer 2026 is already running well ahead of previous years. If you want to go, do not wait until the last minute. You simply won't find a bed. Then there's Finland, the dark horse of the list. It's less famous than Norway's fjords or Iceland's volcanoes, but just as rewarding, especially if you want something quieter. The country has over 188,000 lakes and more than 500,000 summer cottages. The whole vibe is what locals call slow summer living: sauna by the lake, berry picking in the forest, paddling through silent waterways, and disconnecting from your screens entirely. Summer temperatures sit between 15 and 22 degrees. With daylight stretching up to 19 hours in the south. If your idea of a perfect holiday is doing almost nothing in a beautiful place, Finland was made for you. And if you don't want to fly all the way to the Arctic Circle, there are closer, cheaper options. Ireland, Scotland, and Wales offer dramatic green coastlines and outdoor adventure with short, affordable flights. The Swiss and Austrian Alps deliver cool mountain air and world-class hiking. And if you're a backpacker watching every Euro, the Baltics, places like Estonia with its medieval towns, give you that go-where-your-friends-haven't vibe at a fraction of the Nordic price. Now, here's the one thing no beach holiday on Earth can give you: the midnight sun. In June and July, in northern Norway and Iceland, the sun simply doesn't set. Imagine hiking at midnight in soft golden light, or photographing a fjord at 1 in the morning. It's genuinely surreal the first time you see it. Quick tip though, pack a sleep mask or rely on blackout curtains, because those first few nights can be disorienting. The trick is to embrace the light rather than fight it. Let's talk money, because everyone assumes the Nordics are unaffordable. And the truth is more nuanced. Yes, Norway and Iceland are pricier than Greece. A hostel bed in Bergen runs around 30 to 40 euros a night. But here's how seasoned travelers keep costs down. Hiking is completely free. And Norway has thousands of trails with views that will make your followers jealous. Cook your own meals instead of eating out, where a single restaurant dinner can wreck your daily budget. Use the excellent public transport, and take advantage of Scandinavia's wild camping culture, which is essentially a legal right across much of the region, though it comes with responsibility, which I'll get to. Many backpackers report they actually spent less on a coolcation than on a typical Mediterranean trip, because so much of the experience of the landscapes, the hikes, the swims, costs nothing at all. Before you book, here are the practical rules to get this right. 1. Book early, especially in Iceland where beds genuinely run out. 2. Don't overstuff your itinerary. A coolcation isn't a checklist of landmarks, it's a change of pace. The whole point is to slow down. 3. Pack in layers. The weather shifts fast and you'll want a light fleece, a waterproof shell, and good walking shoes even in summer. 4. Respect the leave no trace culture. In Scandinavia, wild camping is almost a right, but it comes with real responsibility. Carry out everything you bring in, Stick to marked trails in sensitive areas, and follow fire rules absolutely. These landscapes stay pristine because visitors protect them. So be one of the good ones. Here's the bottom line. The people choosing Tromsø over Thessaloniki or Reykjavik over Rome aren't sacrificing a thing. They're discovering what the locals have always known, that a mild 20-degree summer day beside a glacier-fed fjord beats any scorching, crowded beach on the planet. Climate scientists and travel economists now agree this is a structural shift, not a trend that fades next year. The compass is pointing north, and the people who figure that out first are going to have the best summers. So if this made you rethink your plans, hit that like button and subscribe. Next week, I'm dropping a full 10-day Norway itinerary on a budget, with every stop, every cost, and every hidden gem mapped out. You won't want to miss it. I'll see you there.